Okay, so let's say hello to everyone.
Hello to everyone.
Let's dial in this audio a little bit more. Let's see here. Swap these out. Boom. Boom. Let's just talk about it. So here we are. It's another Sunday, Black Pillow Society. What's up, everybody?
Hello, Beeps.
Hello, Sleepy Sith Lord. Yeah, so we are here on another Sunday at 6 p.m. to do our weekly stream, and we're bringing you a live box break. We're bringing you Facebook giveaway, Twitch giveaway, both the monthly giveaways. We're going to talk a little bit about Star Wars. The Star Wars Galactic Champs going down in Vegas right now as we speak. Yeah, just a fun time will be had for all. It's the monthly giveaway after all. So, first, let's talk a little bit about Ellie's page, Good as New Memories.
So,
Yeah, so why don't you tell them the great news, baby girl?
hey, I hit 250 followers the other night, and that was going to be I should be looking here. That was going to be my first signal to do a follower related giveaway. Because social media sites have them all the time. Tumblr, TikTok, whatever. So I thought, hey, Good as New Memories should do that. So we're going to be giving away. How did I phrase it?
So yeah, this week we're gonna make a post in the group. You don't have to do anything with the post, but we'd appreciate if you share it. Next Sunday we're gonna announce 5 winners, 5 giveaways for $10 off coupons.
$10 off coupons.
And
That's what I said.
yeah, we're gonna be giving out 5 $10 off coupons. Ellie has hundreds of stuffed animals and things that you can get.
Hundreds.
So yeah, check it out. Sleepy Sith Lord, say that 3 times fast, said, I missed out on all the Final Fantasy set. Not sure how much, not sure if I want much from it, to be honest. Yeah, it just depends. You know, I could be a fan of Final Fantasy and not enjoy a ton of the cards. Whoa. KCIH Tread 2, Prime subscribe for 5 months.
No,
Amazing.
that's the word thick backwards, so it's like Kit Red.
Oh, I got you. Kit Red. Okay.
Oh, Durthic.
Yeah.
Do you know someone with the
Durthic.
last name Durthic?
Yeah, what's up, Durthic? And we got Clip Clop in the house.
Clip is here.
EOE, first time I've seen your stream since getting your PC. Yeah, we actually have the dual cam set up. Shiny. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
no
yeah.
sound. No sound.
Is it really low? Or is it really high? Or is it sound that we got the... Is it sound that we discovered the name Durthic? Yeah, Clip Clop says I like the angle. Very cool. Yeah, so we are... yeah, we got these new Black Pillow Society playmats. Stitched. Bougie quality. Nice and thick. Black Pillow Society logos. We got our collector booster. Booster number 3. We've actually cracked the first 2 already. Posted our polls on the Facebook group. So follow us, folks. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna start the box break, and we are going to get into it. Always, our first pack goes to our Facebook followers. So Nightbot will be posting links in the in the chat for you guys. So just make sure that you're make sure that if you want to get in on the Facebook giveaway, you go to our Facebook page and you comment below on the Facebook post. So let's see. Clip Clop says I like the angle. Sleepy Sith Lord says I'm more in line for the gods. Commander Trash deck from Final Fantasy set. I've seen more utility lands from EOE. Yeah, there's so many awesome artifacts and lands in EOE that it's just, if you're a Commander player, it's gonna make sense to crack it if you can. Clip-Clop says, strictly want land reprints from EOE. Yeah, no, we've been cracking collector boosters. We've got galactic foils out the wazoo. We've got 4 galactic foil lands and a bunch of other nonsense. So yeah, what we're going to do here is flip over to another page to show you guys the Facebook group. So this here is our Facebook post. It's, of course, thrown back to Majora's Mask, Dawn of the Second Day. So here we were talking in chat on the Facebook page. I'm going to give everybody the link for this one more time in chat. This is your last chance to get in on that giveaway, folks. One shot, one opportunity.
This is everything you ever wanted.
Yep.
In one moment.
So let's see.
Aww.
Clip-Clop says, I'm coming for the Celeste tonight. LOL. Sleepy Slicklord says, all the angles, sound, etc. are good. Glad to hear it.
Thank you.
We both got voices made for radio.
Yes, we do.
All right, so we're going to drop that link into chat one more time so everybody can go check that out. And let's go ahead and get into the box break. That's why we're here, right? Come on.
No, that's not why they're here.
They're here to hear about babies.
They're here to hear about babies.
Ellie loves her babies, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
All right.
I've got a couple new ones now.
Okay, so let's just break into this and actually talk about it for a second here. So back over here to the box, okay? So we've got Edge of Eternities, ages 13 and up, collector box. Some people really like to look at the packaging. Launch your cosmic collection. Pilot a jump into the wild unknown and behold the wonders of the Sothera system. Each interstellar booster contains rares and/or mythics, traditional foils, borderless celestial basic land, and more. Spacefaring travelers may encounter galaxy foils and a vast expanse of eye-popping lands like borderless poster stellar sights. You can also find the headliner, the most massive pull of all, Sothera the Super Void, which there is a Sothera the Super Void. I want to say somebody wanted 12,000 or was it 14,000 for it? Obviously no bites yet. And then because of the antitrust regulation, we actually have like some of the pull rates down here, talking about what are the actual chances of which collector numbers and how frequently they're pulled in packs. So isn't that cool? Nobody really cares. Let's just get into the cardboard crack. Let's see. Icthason says, I already commented on the post and liked the BPS group. Anything else? Nope. That's all you got to do. We're going to go through the comments. We're going to go to each unique comment, and we're going to tally up everybody, and then we're randomly going to pick a commenter on the post that I just linked. That's all you got to do is just sit back and relax. Check out my cool little drafting pen here. It's got a level. It's got a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver. It's got a bunch of different measurements on it. It's got inches, millimeters, all kinds of stuff. Really fun little pen I like to leave around the desk. All right, here we go. All right, Black Polo Society. So, of course, in the post that I just linked to, we asked you, what is your favorite card from the new set? And honestly, that's a hard question for me to answer. I love this set. I love Outer Space. I love Magic the Gathering. I am an amateur astronomer, and so this set is near and dear to my heart. It's also the situation we have where this is the last Magic storyline, non-Universes Beyond. This year, we're going to have Spider-Man in a few months, in a month and a half, and then we're going to have Avatar, and then we might have like a Christmas reprint or something, and then we're going to have our January remastered set, and so we're not going to see a Magic storyline for about 7 months. And so there's actually some really cool factions here. Pack number 1 here is going to be our Facebook giveaway. You can actually buy spots for these packs if you'd like, folks. These next 10 packs. And then, last but not least, our Twitch giveaway. So, let's just throw this box over here now. Huzzah. Yeah, so let's see if I can mess with the contrast here just a little bit. That might help. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Alrighty, so we've got Facebook giveaway, spots to fill if anybody wants to. You can jump into chat. You can always PayPal us for packs, and then we've got the Twitch giveaway.
I'm sorry I'm yawning so much. I'm not bored.
First up, the Facebook giveaway here. Let's see if I can angle this light just a little bit better. to shed some light on our pulls.
DT Crisp says, where do we buy spots? And Darth Clip Clop says, leave it to Todd to be the first to ask.
Yeah, this probably isn't going to work out ideally here, but that's a little bit better. Okay. Yep, so spots are $30 flat. You name the pack, spot 2 through 11. And we do have links to our PayPal here. Let me post that. We're just Wine Stallion on PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. But yeah, if you want to buy spots, you can. Obviously, we're going to take our time here with the Facebook giveaway, so no hurry for that. But if you're feeling lucky, we will mention to everybody, I don't know how much you speculate, but this is kind of insane. This set is the most inflated in-universe collector booster in history, really. Obviously Final Fantasy was over $1,000 within a few weeks, but these collector boosters are already going for $450 on TCG Player. They're like $480 on Amazon. Yeah, so this is gas. So, Sleepy Sith Lord, thank you so much for the sub. So here we go. We've got pack 1 for the Facebook giveaway.
Wait.
What? You gonna bless the pulls?
Bless the pulls.
Bless the pull. Our good luck charm over here. Let's show off some of our bougie foil uncut sheets. Get some of this dunnage for shipping out of the way. We want to show off our bougie uncut sheets. Yeah. So let's talk about it. Lots of sick pulls. Obviously, there's that insane textless Sothera. Okay. So that is the new Grave Pack that exiles your opponent's cards. If a player has no creatures at the beginning of an end step, you sack it and reanimate one of them with 2 1/1 counters. So yeah, that is the chase card. In terms of not insanely rare cards, there's the Galaxy Foil Ancient Tomb, which we've already pulled, and some other fun stuff. So there's galactic foils of all of the Shocklands, for example, folks. So yeah, let's get into our pack here. First up, we've got an art card. Huzzah! Art card of Lightstall Inquisitor. Nice. Next up, we've got a borderless foil of the Lumen class frigate. Okay, let's clean off our lens here. I don't know why it's so not sure why it's so blurry already. We just got a new PC set up in the last couple of weeks with a 10G and a 20G port for USB. All right. So here we just got DT Crisp locking in slots 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Much appreciated, Todd.
Evens are good. We like evens.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's get back into it here. Pack 1 for the Facebook giveaway. Lumen class frigate. So it's a 2-mana 3/5. And it's got station, so of course you could tap an untapped creature sorcery speed, put charge counters equal to its power. So at 2 or more, it's an Anthem. At 12 or more, it's a 3/5 flying lifelink. We did pull this in our pre-release kit, but we played Sultai. Next up, we've got a Shambling Vent. Ooh, look at that. So we've got one of these fancy little stellar sites or whatever they're called. Shambling Vent. So comes in tapped. It's a black-white mana land. 3 mana for a 2/3 lifelink. Still a land. Next up, we've got the Sir Vondum Sunstar Exemplar. This is a very power crept. 2/2 for 2. Vigilance, Menace. Whenever another creature you control dies or is put into exile, put a counter on Sir Vondum and you gain 1 life. When Sir Vondum dies or is put into exile while its power is 4 or greater, destroy a non-land permanent. Ooh-wee. Yeah, so we've got Ichthason. These lands look so insane. We've got Sleepy Sith Lord. Looks like some stuff from No Man's Sky. Yeah, very, emblematic, kind of like the original Destiny art direction before D2. Then we've got Kilo. So we've got a borderless of the Face Commander of the new artifact deck here. Kilo, who has haste whenever it becomes tapped, proliferate. 3/3 for 3. We did run this pack backwards. That's on me. We're a little rusty. It's been a whole month since our last box break. Starfield Vocalist Foil. So this is a 4-mana 3/4 creature human bard. And if a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Warp for only 1 in a blue. So this is our first warp chord, so we'll talk about it. When you cast this card from your hand for its warp cost, exile this creature at the beginning of the next end step, and then you may cast it from exile on a later turn. Normal timing restrictions apply. So basically you pay 2, get double the triggers out of permanents for that turn, and then at the end step it gets exiled. Obviously, you could bounce it back to your hand. You could cast an Ephemerate for 1 white and simply blink it, or use another flicker effect like a Teleportation Circle or a Conjurer's Closet. So Warp is a very powerful effect, very easy to take advantage of. So let's see here. We have a Swamp. This is a full art foil, but is not a galactic foil. Babe, why don't you try turning on the light switch over there and seeing if that kind of helps with the resolution? I'm not really sure why it's so grainy. Tapestry Warden, a 4 mana. No, it's fine. Yeah, Tapestry Warden is a 4 mana 3/4 vigilance. Robot Soldier in green. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power stations permanents equal to its toughness rather than its power. Very cool, indeed. So let's see here. Let me slightly move our text box here in chat because, you know, we want everybody to go full screen, obviously. Very strangely set up. Not really sure why it's clipping messages. Let's stretch that out. There we go. All right. That's one handsome swamp, says Sleepy Slith Lord. Yes, indeed. All right. Next up, Dawnstrike Vanguard. This is the 6 mana 4/5 Human Knight. Lifelink at the beginning of your end step. If you control 2 or more tapped creatures, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control other than this creature. Survey Mechan. This card saved me a couple real tight spots at pre-release. Survey Mechan is a 4 mana 1/3 artifact creature robot, flying hexproof. Pay 10, sacrifice this creature. Deals 3 damage to any target. Target player draws 3 cards and gains 3 life. This ability costs X less to activate, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. This is a deceptively powerful effect on an uncommon when we are playing a game that has lander tokens. So there are many opportunities with the lander tokens to pay 2, tap sat, go get a basic. You could play 3 color, you could play 4 color, you could play 5 color sealed. And then of course we can't forget so many of the land slots are non-basic lands. It was very easy for me to get 3, 4, 5 different named lands in sealed on turn 5. It was crazy. Tractor Beam. So this is a 4 mana aura. Enchant creature or spacecraft. When it enters, tap enchanted permanent. You control enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. So this is a really cool idea for a card. So what we've done here is we've taken like a claustrophobia effect where you just permanently tap it down, but we also have mind controlled it. So you gain control of it and it's basically permanently tapped. There's a lot of cool synergies here.
I'm watching on here. I'll be right back. I gotta take care of something.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool synergies here. Obviously, a lot of the stations have static effects. And so, yeah, a lot of the stations have static effects, like your guys get +1/+1 or something to that effect. So there's a lot of value in just stealing their bomb and locking it down and maybe getting some residuals on that. Yeah. Hatchling says, your Saturday deck was wild. Draw 24. Yes, I almost decked 3 separate games because I got the new Coastal Piracy 7/7 for 7 that says whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, you may draw that many cards. So I had a 51 card deck in sealed, playing Sultai Control. Auxiliary Boosters. This is a really fun artifact here. It's 5 mana for generic and white. So this equipment, when it enters, you create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Attached to this equipment, equipped creature gets +1/+2 and has flying. So you're effectively paying 5 mana for a 3/4 flyer, and then it also has equipped for 3. So of course, if it dies or you want to move it around, you can then move it on. So this is very similar to what we've seen in Final Fantasy with the job select creating the 1/1s, which of course goes back to Phyrexia All Will Be One, and the 4 Mirrodin giving 2/2 Rebels, and then of course the GOAT of equipment value, Living Weapons, way back in 2011, giving us germ tokens auto-equipped to our equipment. So since 2011, we've just been getting more and more value on our equipment with them entering the battlefield, with creatures already equipping them. So here we have another equipment, one of the cool combat tricks. There's a whole cycle of little splashy 1 and 2 mana equipment that are useful for tricks or stacks or aristocrats, perhaps. So here we have the Ilvoy Light Jammer. It's a 2 mana, just 1 generic and a blue artifact equipment with flash. And so when this equipment enters, you attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains hexproof until the end of turn. And then the equipped creature gets +1/+2, and it equips for 3. So yeah, this is a cool little flash it in, give a guy hexproof. The white one only costs 1 white, and it does give first strike until the end of turn, +1/+0. So yeah, the black one gives +3/+1 and says at the beginning of your end step, you may equip it for free if you had any non-land permanent had left the battlefield this turn, or a creature was warped this turn. The black one did a lot of work with that +3/+1. Germinating Worm. So this is a 5 mana 5/5 in green creature plant worm. When this creature enters, you gain 2 life, and it has warp for just 1 generic and a green. So, of course, if you're playing limited, if you're playing sealed or draft on turn 2, you probably don't want to be dropping this into play and gaining 2 life. But there's a lot of synergies with these warps, especially at common with station, of course. So if you play a relatively powerful station card, a spacecraft or a planet, turn 1, 2, or 3, you could warp this in potentially on turn 3 or 4, and you could tap this as an untapped creature and station for 5 for only 2 mana. So you might put your flying lifelink giant spacecraft online with this 5/5, and then on a later turn, after you've warped it, you could, of course, simply play it from exile. All right, Mental Modulation. So this is a neat little trick. When we were in the undefeated table 1 in round 3, I played against an awesome guy I got to meet officially finally named Sam. We were both playing kind of a control deck. He was on Azorius control, I was on Sultai control, and we were both playing Mental Modulation. So this is a 2 mana instant, cost 1 less to cast during your turn, tap target artifact or creature, draw a card. This is pretty big. Initially it doesn't look that great at common, but when your opponents are tapping 3, 4, 5 of their creatures to station to get these giant, rares and mythics online, and then you can tap their station so it can't block. Great way to get through. It replaces itself, so in theory you could play it for a single blue mana and draw a card if you play it on your turn before you declare tax. And there are some synergies. There's a whole archetype very similar to what we've seen recently with blue, with playing your second spell every turn. So yeah, lots of shenanigans with Mental Modulation. And then last but not least, we have a Depressurize. So this is a fun little 1 generic, 1 black instant, little removal spell here. Target creature gets -3/-0 until the end of turn. Then, if that creature's power is 0 or less, destroy it. So yeah, this is pretty nasty. It's definitely a good combat trick for black. It's really powerful because there's like 3 or 4 black creatures that have Death Touch. So it's really nasty when you turn their guy into like a 0/3 and kill it with this, or worst case scenario, you turn their guy into like a 1/5. And then you trade with your Death Touch, and your Death Toucher gets to live. Because, for example, Alpha Rael, the Dimir one, is a 2/3 Death Touch on your turn. So you get to declare attacks and really put down the pressure, and then you hit their blocker, and if you don't finish off their blocker, the Death Toucher will. And you'll get to keep your Death Toucher for another powerful trade next turn. So yeah, this was doing a lot of work at pre-release yesterday. So let's go ahead and check in on chat here. Let's see. Pickett says, this set has so many incredible cards. I don't know who's in charge of printing the uncommon legendaries, but bless them. Yeah, the uncommon Alpha Rael, totally ridiculous last night. I saw 2 people playing the uncommon Sammy in red-white that just cranks out those 2/2 robots at the end of turn. Zarku jumped into chat, says hello. Awesome stuff happening here. Yes, indeed. Thanks so much for jumping in here. So yeah, let's just keep going here. So that was pack 1 of the this is our Facebook giveaway. So let's get through the bulk here. We've got a foil full art swamp to show everybody. Oh, so you know what? This actually is a galaxy foil. Look at that. You can actually see the little planets and nebula and stuff. Now that we got the lights turned on, yeah. So this is a galaxy foil, folks. So look at that. Galaxy foil for the Facebook giveaway. Foil Starfield Vocalist for doubling triggers. A Borderless Kilo for all you proliferators out there. A new Aristocrats Commander, Servandum. A Shambling Vent. Nice. And a Lumen class frigate. All right, so that is the Facebook giveaway. This is your last chance. We're going to drop that link into chat one more time, and we're going to run back over to Facebook here, switch gears for just a second, and announce our Facebook winner. Rostonoob says, in love with all the Galaxy Foils of the basic. Yeah, they're awesome. Ichthason says, I love that Commander deck. Can't believe they put multiple infinite combos in it. Yes, the new Jeskai Artifacts deck and the Jund deck both have wicked combos in a precon. Totally insane. So let's switch back over here. Let's go ahead and copy the link again. And let's drop it into chat for you guys. Nightbot is slacking. I've had Nightbot up the entire time, and it has not posted a single freaking time. What is going on here? You're going to have to kick Nightbot in the pants. We're going to upgrade to a better AI. Okay, let's get a drink of water here. Okie dokie. So we just dropped that link in the chat. We're getting everybody about 30 seconds before we go over here and do the first giveaway of tonight, the Facebook giveaway. Remember, folks, we do these every month. Next month, I'm not sure what the giveaway is going to be. Obviously, September is going to be Spider-Man, so we know that one's coming down the pipeline. So we're going to be cracking a live box break of Spider-Man right here. The first pack's going to go to Facebook. The last pack's going to go to Twitch, and you can buy spots for all the others. We've already had T Crisp here locking in pack 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So who knows? We could get a really big hit here. Could get a Galaxy Foil Ancient Tomb like we got the other night. That's a $400 bill. That'd be pretty exciting for stream. Very exciting in the Facebook as well. So let's go ahead and... we're going to go ahead and run this. So remember, we always post these a week in advance, folks. So all you got to do, if you're not really big on Facebook, just check out, we got a Discord. We've also, we've got the Discord. We've got the Facebook page. We've got the Facebook group. We've also got a Twitch. We've also got Twitter. You could always go to X and follow Black Polo Society on X. We post only when we go live. So if you only care about when we're going live, all you have to do is follow us on X. We always just post once a week when we're going live. We try and keep it simple. Obviously, throughout the week, we post in the Facebook, and we post in the Facebook, and we try and keep you guys up to date on Magic news and stuff, but we don't want to bombard you with stuff. So let's see. Hatchling says, do we still have time to register on Facebook? You better believe it. Sleepy Sith Lord, is it possible for me to win both? Yes, it is possible to win both. You can double dip. You can win the Facebook giveaway, and you can also win the Twitch giveaway. You know, we've had some complaints in the past on this. Honestly, if you're lucky, you're lucky, and there's nothing we can do about it. Let's see. DT Crispez, so Thera Chaser, you're out of the family. Yeah. Excommunicated. Okay, we've given everybody plenty enough time here. We're going to refresh the page. We're going to scroll down like usual, and we're going to go to all comments. We're going to manually count down the individual replies here, obviously not including myself. So we've got DeLorean, so that's 1. Anybody else hiding out here? We got Casey, that's 2. Bryce would be 3. Mitch would be 4. Robert would be 5. Let's see, Josh is 6. Chris is 7. Christy is 8. Netlock is 9. Martin is 10. William is 11. Josh is 12. Kyle is 13. Nick is 14. Brian is 15. Michael is 16. Joseph is 17. Other William is 18. Eric is 19. Lou is 20. Todd is 21. Erica is 22. So we've got 22 total here. Unique members. I believe our Google wheel only goes up to 20. So we can't use our awesome everybody knows we have the awesome spinner wheel. We can't use that, but instead we are going to use the Google random number generator. So let's get that up on screen real quick, centered for everybody. Okay, what's going on? There we go. Let's mosey on over here. Ta-da! So yeah, here we are. We're on Google. Google random number generator. We're live. Snap that in. We got 1 to 22. We're gonna do a countdown right here in chat. Let's take a look, see at chat real quick. We got people talking to chat saying, pick me. All right. Okie dokie. Yeah, everybody have, hey, Nightbot just started flooding the chat with stuff. How about that? So, yeah, we're just going to do a countdown. In 3, 2, 1. Let's spin it. Number 6. Okay, so now we just flip right back over here. Make sure you guys can see. We're going to do the countdown here. And DeLorean was 1. Casey was 2. Bryce was 3. Mitch was 4. Robert was 5. Josh is 6. Frenzied Bayloth is pretty wild. So congratulations to Josh Pickens for winning the first giveaway of the night. Congrats! So this is for the first booster pack, Ichthason. Now we have spots that are open. Todd has already claimed 5. And then this last pack that we have over here is going to be the last giveaway for Twitch. So basically we've got packs here that are open for spots, and then the last pack is the Twitch giveaway pack. So let's go ahead and get into this. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside. So shout out to Josh for winning our giveaway, the first giveaway of the night. All you have to do is have commented in chat in the last 15 minutes of when we roll with Nightbot. So Nightbot checks activity for 15 minutes. So as long as you've typed something in the chat in the last 15 minutes, you will be able to win that giveaway. So let's go ahead and whip out our handy dandy pen here. Okay, so this second pack here is actually claimed by DT Crisp. DT Crisp, who's live in chat, bless the polls. We're going to go with God here and see what you get, sir. Well, that went horribly. You'd think almost 30 years in opening packs here. I'd be a little bit better at opening packs. You know, I got decades of experience, but no. I am really, really bad at it. Alrighty. Okay, sorry about that. If there's a slight echo, I forgot to mute my phone that is also looking at the chat. Lol. So the way that it works, Ichthason, is it's only active members of chat. So if they're not there, they just won't be a part of the roll at Nightbot. So if you have not talked in chat in the last 15 minutes, you just won't be on the list to actually be rolled on. So it's only going to choose people who are active. That's the beauty of the Nightbot app extension for Twitch. So that is taken care of. No worries. Ichthason says, scissors across the top, no judgment. Yeah, we should actually bust out our scissors. Sleepy Sith Lord says, packs don't get easier to open with age. We get older and the glue gets tougher. Alrighty, so here we got. Todd has claimed this pack through, purchasing slots 2, 4, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Many thanks, Todd. We appreciate the support. So that means that while we're going through this pack, packs 3, 5, 7, and 9 are still up for grabs if you would like to Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo Wine Stallion. Fire Extreme says, just have to make a chat comment once during the last pack. Yeah, the last 15 minutes before we do the poll. So first up for Todd, we've got a Depressurize again. -3, -0. If it's power 0, let's destroy it. Another mental modulation here. Very nice. Little combat trick. Beamsaw Prospector. So this is a 2-mana 2/1 in black. When this creature dies, create a lander token, which of course is a rampant growth. It's pay 2, tap, sack, instant speed, search your basic, put it in play tapped. Plasma Bolt, 1 mana, deal 2 damage to any target, void. It deals 3 damage if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn. So void is the Rakdos keyword, or the Rakdos archetype, if you will. Permanents leaving, non-land permanents leaving the battlefield, and spells being warped. Sinister Cryologist. This little jellyfish did some work. It's a 2/3 for 3 that we got to play in pre-release. When it enters, a creature gets -3/-0 until the end of turn, and it warps for a single blue. So, you know, the second to last game of pre-release, I actually got to warp this for a blue. Minus their dude, swing all in. Next turn, play it for its normal cost from exile. -3 their dude, play another combat trick to tap a dude, and swing for lethal. So that was very exciting. Next up here, we're in the uncommons now. We've got the Debris Field Crusher. So this is 4 and a red for a 1/5 artifact spacecraft. It does require 8 charge counters to go online. When it enters, it deals 3 damage to any target, and it is a 1/5 flying with pay 2 +2/+0 until end of turn. So kind of like double fire breathing, if you will. Okay, we'll call it double fire breathing. Okay. Next uncommon here for pack 2, Timeline Color. This is a double black Drix Warlock. Haste. You may cast this card from your graveyard using its warp ability. And it warps for just a black and pay 2 life for a 2/2. So yeah, you basically can just smack with a 2/2 haste for 1 out of your graveyard every turn. And then you cast it from exile and you alternate, assuming that it's dying in combat. Specimen Freighter, a very fun little control card here. This is 5 and a blue. Artifact Spacecraft, when it enters, return up to 2 non-spacecraft creatures to their owner's hands. So normally you're going to bounce 2 of their creatures. Sometimes you might bounce 1 of your own if it has a sick ETB. It stations at 9. It is a 4/7 flying. Whenever this spacecraft attacks, defending player mills 4. Really only got like 3 attack triggers out of this guy the entire night of pre-release. But yeah, 4/7 flying, nothing to sneeze at. Here we have the uncommon Tenuk. So, Tannic Memorial Ensign is 1 red green. So, we got a 3 mana 2/4 legendary creature Kavu Pilot. That's right, folk. Kavu are back. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, deals 1 damage to each opponent. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, draw a card. Yep, so 3 mana 2/4 sick landfall trigger. Very good stuff indeed. These uncommons are really pushed. Then we have a 4 foil plains. And this would appear to not be a Galaxy foil. Sorry, Todd, we didn't get you the Galaxy foil. Oh, and look at that. Todd gets a foil functional reprint of Gaia's Cradle. So, pack number 2 here, Todd has bought a spot for Evendo Waking Haven. It's a planet. It enters tap, add a green. Stations at 12 or more counters. You pay a green, tap it, add a green for each creature you control. So, for example, you could just drop your little Ghalta 1.0 here into play, tap your Ghalta, and you've got a Gaia's Cradle. Ick Mason says, Timu Gaia Cradle. Yeah, we have Gaia's Cradle at home. That's a good one, bud. Next up, we have one of the new cycles they're filling out. We have the Mountain Plains dual land that enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basics. So yeah, it's these are like check lands from BFZ, basically, is what I would call them. So yeah, we got a borderless Boros checkland. Next up, we have, this is actually the Buy Box promo, Singularity Rupture. Of course, this is not the Buy Box promo art and foil and all that, but yeah, this is a 3 blue, black sorcery. Destroy all creatures, then any number of target players, each mill half their library rounded down. So very fun for a mill deck. You know, maybe you're stalling the game out, you're not really getting there, and you need to board wipe, and you can mill everybody. You can even mill yourself if you're going to be playing your Snapcaster Mages, your Mission Briefing, you know, your Torrential Gear Hulks. Maybe you're playing Underworld Breach. I don't know. I don't judge. But yeah, for 1 more mana than Traumatize, you get Destroy all creatures and Traumatize everybody. Not too shabby. Whoa, look at this. So we've got this beautiful Lotus foil for Todd here. Lotus Field. Hexproof, enters tapped. When it enters, sack 2 lands, add 3 mana of any color. Yeah, I believe this is $18. So yeah, this is a sick pull as well. Frosty Noob says, I'm actually working on a Galta deck. Very cool. And then Ichthason says, I milled somebody out at pre-release with this and the mill 4 ship. Yeah, you could definitely get there. Milling is very viable. I built a 51 card deck because I saw how many mill cards there were in the spoiler, and I just loaded my deck up. I also had Ice-Till Explorer, which does mill you. So yeah, that is a thing. All right, so we've got a spot called. This just came in. A pack 11 is now called. So we've only got packs 3, 5, 7, and 9 left. Okay, so here we are finishing up pack 2 with a borderless Menon, the right hand. This is our new kind of equivalent to Urza, you could say. It is 3 blue, so a 5 mana 3/4 legendary creature, Jellyfish Advisor. Flying, you may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast artifact spells from the top of your library. Artifacts you control have tap, add a blue. Spend this mana only to cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand. Ichthason says, what is calling packs? Buying them? Yes, for $30. You can go on PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. And you can hit up Wine Stallion for $30. And you can call pack 3, 5, 7, or 9 while supplies last, folks. That is Wine Stallion. And then, last but not least, for Todd's first called pack, we have a foil beast token. Calling back to, what was it, Mirrodin Besieged, maybe? These guys were hanging out. And a clue. I think this is a new art for the clues. Very cool. All right. And that's John Avon. Nice. Good to see John Avon still getting work, right? So, DT Crisp, Mana. Yes, indeed. Yes. You could call him Good Campbell's Soup. You could call him the Jellyfish. You can call him Mana. But yeah, Todd, this was a savage pack. We've got, just to remind everybody, we've got Menon. We've got the Lotus Field for DT Crisp. We've got a Singularity Rupture. We've got the new Checkland. We've got a foil mythic Gaia's Cradle from Temu, as Ichthason calls it. We've got Full Art Land, and then we've got a bunch of shenanigans here. So, pack 2 for DT Crisp is good to go. Yes, indeed. You can cash out Wine Stallion. I believe if you just type in $ Wine Stallion, it shows up. My PayPal is the world's most interesting cat. So, if you see a picture of the world's most interesting cat, I believe that is my PayPal picture. It may just be a picture of my face. I can't remember. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go into pack 3 here. All right, folks, so this is your last chance. If we do not get a notification, this one is going to the house, okay? So this one is not called for, which is totally fine. We have pulled many bougie cards for Black Pillow Society. This does not scare us, okay? You can't scare us with a good time. So we're going to do a little countdown here, and if I don't see anything pop up as a notification here, we're going to go ahead and crack this for Black Pillow Society. So we're just going to count it down here. 1, 3, 2, 1. All right, this one, pack 3, is Black Pillow Society. Let's see what Joel got. Happy birthday to me. Alrighty, pack 9 has been called for Hatchling BNR. Oh, I love it. I love to see it. Okay. So let's see what we're looking at here. Oh, guys, I already pulled the Tolarian Academy art card. Huh, just kidding. Okay, so let's get into it. Alrighty, lucky me, I get a rig for war. Ooh. Okay, so Ichthason says I want to get it, but I have to switch over to PayPal. Alright, Ichthason. So are you saying you want pack 3, or do you want another pack, Ichthason? Okay, so yeah, like we just said, Hatchling BNR has just reserved slot 9. So let's see. Zarku says, me too. Okay. So yeah, we got people calling packs here. Ellie has just rejoined us. Come on and scoot over here a little bit, babe. Let me angle this a little bit better.
Yeah, please. I'm like not in the thing.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Our rig, which is not from Temu. It's okay. It's a good rig, but it could use some work.
My mother has just come back from a conference.
Woohoo! Her mom came back from Nashville. Yay! Everybody shout out to Ellie's mom. Welcome back.
Can I use this break to do a 2-minute thing?
Sure. Okay, Ichthason says, I'm going to wait for a later one doing the one on screen. Yeah, we've already cracked this guy, so we're going to go ahead and run through it. But yeah, you've got 5, 7. I believe just pack 5 and 7 are left. We've already sold every other one, besides the giveaway. Frosty Noob says, congrats to the winner, Trish. Yeah, Trish won the didn't get into a wreck on I-40. Congrats. So yeah, we got Rig for War, 2 mana, +3/+0, first strike, and reach at instant speed. Ichthason asking for the PayPal name again, Wine Stallion, WEINSTALLION. Alrighty, we've got Lux Knight Breacher, which is a 4-mana 2/2 human knight. It enters with a counter on it for each other creature and or artifact you control. It is madness, folks. This is a common that many of the decks I played against had multiples. I played a black-white deck that got 3 of these in one game. This thing, between the lander tokens, other various artifact tokens, the 2/2 robots everything makes, this thing can easily be a common that's a 4-mana 8/8. So yeah, this is a spicy little pull there for us. Nice. Next up, we have Ice Cave Crasher. This is a 4-mana 4/4 trample that also has landfall +1/+0 until end of turn. This is just good, honest Christian magic, one of the least power creep cards in the set, and it's still a phenomenal card.
Honest what?
Good, honest Christian magic.
That's what I heard you say.
Drill Too Deep. So this is actually funny because obviously Dug Too Deep is a reference to the Balrog in Lord of the Rings, but Drill Too Deep, you know, a little throwback here. I am a huge fan of the Magic Story, and I believe the new Magic Story is actually pretty great.
Hey, Ick, is it an orange cat?
Yeah, no, it's a cat. It's the world's most interesting cat. It's a billboard that was called the world's most interesting cat. So yeah, Drill Too Deep. This is actually deep in the Magic Story here for the new set. Kavaron is the planet of the Kavu. And basically, they're like Kryptonians. They dug too deep, and they destabilized the core of their planet, and they had to go to space because their planet blew up, just like the Kryptonians with Krypton. So, isn't that cool? Drill Too Deep, 2-mana instant, choose one, put 5 charge counters on a spacecraft or planet you control, destroy target artifact. The rapacious appetite that ended their world became the only means by which the Kav could lift their civilization from it. So yeah, they're kind of like Kryptonians, and then they're kind of like the aliens in District 9. Because the Kavu on Dominaria are just like the dummies that are left over of the Kav civilization who didn't, you know, didn't make it to be scientists and pilots and all that stuff. Let's see, Ichthason says should be spent for spot 5. Alrighty. Let's see if we get a notification here. Yes, we got a spot called for Ichthason, spot 5. Sleepy Sith Lord says, I missed the Kavu. Well, good news. There's about a dozen new Kavu in red and green in the new set. So, Starport Security is a very powerful master decoy here. A 1-mana 1/1 artifact creature robot soldier. Pay 4, tap another creature. Costs 2 less if you control a creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. There are various commons in white that get counters when they enter the battlefield. So this is almost always pay 2, tap a guy. So this is great if you're on like blue-white control or something like that. Terra Pact Intimidator. This is a 2-mana 2/1 Kavu Scout. When this creature enters, target opponent may have you create 2 lander tokens, which would basically be 2 rampant growths. 2 tokens that say pay 2, tap, sack, search for a basic, put on the battlefield tapped. If they don't, put 2 1/1 counters on this creature. So on turn 2, if they don't want to give you the ramp, this is a 4/3. Super powerful card. Then we have Sir Vondum the Lucent. So we've already seen the higher rarity Sir Vondum. This is the uncommon variant, which is just 2 generic white, black, black. It's a legendary creature, a human knight. So it's a 5-mana 4/4 with Death Touch and Lifelink. And whenever it enters or attacks, other creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain Death Touch until the end of turn. I gotta tell you, this card is a huge pain in the ass in Limited. I had to fight a black-white deck in round 2 that just beat the brakes off of me at first, just aggroing me down, and there's just no good blocks. All their guys were huge. They had combat tricks like this. They had the +2/+0, untap all your guys, kind of trumpet blast that's in white. Black-white is very powerful and limited in this set, for sure. Sleepy Sith Lord says, wait, Landers are a Landfall Dex wet dream? That's disgusting. Yes, I feel like a lot of people are going to be specking on Agatha. Obviously, we all know the powerful of Agatha's Soul Cauldron that gives activated abilities to your creatures with counters on them, but actual red-green Agatha that reduces the cost of your activated abilities, if you have her out, all of your Lander tokens, I believe you can set them up to only cost 1 to go get a land and put it into play tapped for just 1 generic. Here we got the Code Cracker Hound. Look at this goodest boy. Code Cracker Hound is a 3-mana 2/1 dog. When this creature enters, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put 1 in your hand and the other in your graveyard. And then Code Cracker Hound has Warp for 2 and a blue. So you can have it come into play with Warp. You can get the little, look at the top 2, put 1 in hand, 1 in graveyard. You can station for 2 if you want, something to that effect. Then it gets exiled, and then you can play it from exile on a later turn.
And that, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary peeps, is what we call a baby.
That is a baby. Next up, we've got the Edge Rover. This is 1 green, artifact creature, robot scout, 2/2 with reach. When this creature dies, each player creates a Lander token. So yeah, a little group hug. Maybe you're playing like Bant, maybe you're playing Feldegriff. You want to give everybody Rampant Growths. Obviously, it only gets basic lands, so you got to put basics in your deck. If you know your opponents don't play a lot of basic lands, this could actually kind of be a nombo for them. You could give them Lander tokens, they won't have basics to go get. Maybe they have a really try-hard deck list here. Oh, look at that. Black Polo Society gets a Galactic Foil Island. Look at that Galaxy Foil. Ooh-wee. Beautimus.
Wow,
So,
that's
let's
gorgeous.
get into the rares we got in Pack 3 here. First up, rare number 1 of Pack 3, Memorial Vault. This is a 4-mana artifact in red. Tap, sack another artifact, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is 1 plus the mana value of that artifact. You may play those cards this turn, so just a big ol' impulse draw. Kavuron cannot be saved, but its culture can. So yeah, Memorial Vault is a reference to the Kavu kind of locking all their stuff into little space shuttles and sending out into space. Very similar to how the Kryptonians put Kal-El into the space shuttle and send him into space. Yeah, so this is a great card. Artifact decks, impulse draw decks, all your loot decks, your Faldorn, the Dread decks, you know, your green-red cast from exile, your archaeologist background decks. Yeah, this thing does a lot of work. So that's a cool rare for us to pick up here. Sleepy Sith Lord says, oh man, you're talking to a mass land destruction. Oh yeah, indeed. The new Precon actually comes with a little mass land destruction itself, depending on how late you play it. Scouring Swarms. So we got a borderless insect here. It's a 1 black-green flying 1/1. Whenever you sacrifice a land, create a tapped token that's a copy of this creature if 7 or more land cards are in your graveyard. Otherwise, create a tapped 1/1 black insect with flying. So this is a flying Scoot Swarm. If Landfall decks didn't have enough ways to win, they now have a flying Scoot Swarm to help them win the game. Isn't that nice? Oh my goodness, one of my favorite cards of the set, Frenzied Baloth, aka Questing Beast the Second, or Little Questy, or Little
Frosty.
Beastie.
It's a Baloth.
Yeah, so Frenzied Baloth is green for a 3/2 beast. This spell can't be countered, trample, and haste. Creature spells you control can't be countered, combat damage can't be prevented. Yeah, so this is a questing beast for 2 mana, basically. Very powerful. I will mention that non-combat damage can't be prevented. Does go both ways. So if you're playing Sword of Feast and Famine, Sword of Blank and Blank, and you're giving your guys protection and you're used to them not taking damage, let's say you give them pro red, you're playing Sword of War and Peace, you give them pro red, and you block a red guy, your guys can die to a red guy, because combat damage can't be prevented means your combat damage can't be prevented, and your opponent's combat damage to your guys with protection can't be prevented. But normally this is something green is a huge fan of. Hatchling says, I prefer side Questing Beast. Yeah, or Questing Beast Jr., maybe. All right, we've got a Bougie Meteor Crater. So yeah, this is an old one for you old heads out there. Meteor Crater is tap, choose a color of a permanent you control, add 1 mana of that color. And then we've got a Warmaker Gunship. So we got foil borderless Warmaker Gunship, 3 mana spacecraft, ETB, deals damage equal to the number of artifacts you control to target creature and opponent controls. Station, 6 or more charge counters. It's a 4/3 flying in red, which 4/3 flying in red, very spicy indeed. And then yeah, we got this awesome Tolarian Academy from Temu art card. Yeah, Uthros. Knight. So that goes into the BPS pile. Alrighty, how cool is that? So, one for the home team. Can't complain. Let's move on to pack number 3, which has this spot's been called by DT Crisp. Pack number 4. So this is DT Crisp, pack number 4. All right, we're moving through this box. We're going to see if we can pick up the pace here. Normally, once we've explained the mechanics, we've explained the story, we go through them a lot quicker. Alrighty. Let's see what we've got for this pack number 4 for DT Crisp. Sleepy Slithor says, Meteor Crater. Zealous Display. This is, we actually just talked about this card. It's a 3 mana instant. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until the end of turn. If it's not your turn, untap those creatures. So literally, you attack all out, and when your opponent goes to crack back, you give your whole team +2/+0 and untap them. This is phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, there's a few kind of similar effects like a Vitalize, but there's not that many. So yeah, this is kind of insane. Next up, another Lux Knight Breacher, which is the 4 mana 2/2 +1/+1 counters equal to every creature and artifact you control. DT Crisp gets a Hull Carver, 1 mana 1/1 Death Touch Robot Assassin. Gravkill, 4 mana instant exile target creature or spacecraft. This is another very, very fair yet powerful card. Good Christian magic here. Red Tiger Mechan. This is for all the Zoids fans out there. Let's really get in there and show this guy off. This is definitely giving me Zoids vibes. Yeah, it's a 4 mana 3/3 artifact creature robot cat. Haste, and it warps in for 1 and a red. So yeah, on turn 2, warp this guy in, smash with a 3/3 haste, gets exiled. Then turn 3 or 4, depending on ramp, cast him normal from exile, still got haste, smash him again. Sunstar Expansion is 2 mana 2/3 Human Knight. When it enters, if an opponent controls more lands than you, create a lander token. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature gets +1/+0 till the end of turn. Shout out to all my bug boys out there. We've got a Eumidian Terrabotanist. This is a 2 mana 2/3 Insect Druid. Whenever a land you control enters, you gain 1 life.
That was creepy to look at.
Cerebral Download. 5 mana instant. Surveil X, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Then draw 3 cards. So we've seen a lot of these Jace's Insight plus cards. Jace's Insight, pay 5, draw 3. This one lets you Surveil X in an artifact deck. Is pretty savage. Ripping this at somebody's end step and then just setting up your draws and then drawing those cards for next turn, super powerful. Sleepy says, is it piloted by a Hispanic man? Yes, I'm going to laugh at the stupid Power Ranger stereotypes. Yes, indeed. Okay, we got him out of order here. El Mistako. That's okay. There we go. Nice. Vote Out. So, Vote Out, this is an Among Us reference for all you kids playing Among Us in 2025. Vote Out is a 4 mana sorcery with Convoke, tap any number of creatures to reduce the cost by a generic or that creature's color. Destroy target creature. Democracy is not always just.
Let me see it.
Look at it on the TV.
It's so glary.
No. Look at that. Vote Out. It's an Among Us.
It's an Among Us.
All
I
right.
have an Among Us.
Next up for DT Crisp, we have a Full Art Foil Non-Galaxy Island. Ooh, we got the new board wipe. We know DT Crisp. He likes to play control. Beyond the Quiet, 5 mana sorcery, exile all creatures and spacecraft. Pretty nasty. There's a lot of huge spacecraft. Their whole upside is that they're not dudes until you charge them up. And not only that, DT Chris, but you've got a misaligned holofoil here. You might go into the MTG misprint group, the minor misprint group, make a quick buck on that bad boy. Long range sensor. So this is a 2 and a red artifact. Whenever you attack a player, put a charge counter on this artifact. So in a game of Commander, presumably every combat, you can attack 3 opponents and put 3 charge counters on this. So then you pay 1, remove 2 charge counters, discover 4 only at sorcery speed. So yeah, of course, discover 4 is just like Cascade for 4, but you could put the card in your hand if you don't want to cast it for free. So you'll exile off the top of your deck until you hit a non-land card, mana value 4 or less, and you'll play it for free or put it in your hand. Terra Symbiosis.
I remember hearing
about
that.
So this is the 3 mana green enchantment. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature you control, you may draw that many cards. Do it only once a turn. Yeah, lots of +1/+1 counter decks that can put 1,000,000 counters on one creature, draw a bunch of cards, and do a ton of work. Whoa! Can we say CDH staple Gemstone Caverns? Well, congrats, DT Crisp. This pack 4 definitely paid off. We have a Gemstone Caverns here. Legendary land, if it's in your opening hand and you're not the starting player, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. If you do, exile a card from your hand. Tap, add a colorless. If it has a luck counter on it, instead add 1 mana of any color. Oh my goodness, and a foil showcase stomping ground for DT Crisp. Very nice. So yeah, of course, the Gate Crash cycle of 5 Shocklands are back in standard, folks. Get them while you can. They're down to about $5 each, or $10 each for the normal ones. So yeah, this pack was sick. And then we get a robot drone double-sided card here. So yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed for DT Crisp. All right, so pack 4 locked in for DT Crisp here. So let's go ahead and check chat. Pack 5 is for Ichthason. So let's get into pack 5. Ichthason says, can I have my pack from the middle? 3 down. Well, unfortunately, they're in numeral order. So to get the pack that is 3 down, you would have to buy pack 9, which has already been purchased by Hatchling BNR. So we have the packs in numeral order for the slots in numeral order. So all we have up are pack 5 or pack 7. So Sleepy says, nice pack, man. Yeah, let's just go over that one more time for everybody who might have been falling asleep at home. Gemstone Caverns and a Stomping Ground for DT Crisp. Crazy. So let's see. Yeah, Hatchling says, good luck, Ichthason. Yes, indeed. So, pack 5.
We love to see the sportsmanship.
Yeah, we're all about the positivity in chat. We're all degenerate gamblers here, and we love our degenerate gambling here at Black Polo Society. So, we've got another Zealous Display. +2/+0 your whole team. If it's not your turn, untap those creatures. Ooh la la. Then we've got the Wormwall Sweeper. So, this is a 2 mana artifact spacecraft when it enters Surveil 2. So look at the top 2, put them back in any order, put any number in your graveyard, and it's got station with 4+ charge counters. It's a 2/2 flying. So this is a great little turn 2 drop, lots of value. I'm sure it'll see play in some decks, probably not in standard, but maybe we'll see it in Commander, for example. Next up, we have the Gene Pollinator. So this is a new Springleaf Drum. We've got 1 green for an artifact creature, robot insect, 1/2. Very powerful indeed. And it's got tap and untap permanent you control, add a mana of any color. So worst case scenario, you could tap this guy and tap your land to get a color that your land doesn't normally make. But this is phenomenal in a set with lander tokens, because you can tap your lander tokens, and when you tap your lander tokens with this guy, you don't sack him for the lands. You just get a mana of any color right then. And then you can still sack him later if you want. So yeah, Gene Pollinator, I got 2 of those in my pre-release kit. And definitely helped with the fixing and the Sultai control. Grav Blade Heavy. Alrighty. Grav Blade Heavy is a 4 mana 3/4 human soldier as long as you control an artifact +1/+0 death touch. So this is normally a 4/4 death touch for 4. Sleepy Sith Lord says, I'm a degenerate sitting here hoping like a sumbitch I can get the last pack. My wife isn't letting me buy MTG right now. Oh no. Hatching says, Springleaf Drum, the dude had me laughing. Yep. Sleepy Sith Lord says, that boy would work with Grist the Hunger Tide too. Yeah, you could tap a Planeswalker to get the mana. You could tap any artifact enchantment creature. You could tap a battle to get the mana with that guy. We have the Kavaron Sky Warden. So this is, of course, a Kavu soldier. But yeah, it's 4 and a red for a 4/5 reach. At the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, put a counter on this creature. So every one of your end steps, you have an opportunity to make this guy bigger in limited. He is a house. The Monoist Circuit Feeder. So these are the kind of like the Nihilist guys from the bad guy's home planet here. This is a 6 mana 4 black artifact creature Nautilus. Where's all my Ammonite fans out here? So yeah, we got a 4/4 for 6 Nautilus with flying. When this creature enters, until at a turn, target creature you control gets +X/+0, and target creature an opponent controls gets -0/-X, where X is the number of artifacts you control. This is an artifact, so it's always at least +1/+0, -0/-1. Then we have Wedge Light Rammer. So this is a 4 mana artifact spacecraft. When it enters, create a 2/2 robot. You could, of course, immediately station that robot if you wish. And yeah, 9 charge counters. This is a 3/4 flying first strike. Uthros Psionicist. 2 and a blue for a 2/4 jellyfish scientist. The second spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. This is kind of huge. Obviously, there's a lot of like warping you can do for 1 or 2 mana, and then the second spell you cast, you can get that 2 tax off of it. Sleepy Sith Lord says, Kabuto greater than Ammonite, fight me. And bless you, by the way.
Thank you.
Cut Propulsion, 3 mana instant in red. Target creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. If that creature has flying, it deals twice that much damage to itself instead. Ooh-wee. Red flying fight shenanigans. Alrighty, here we go for Ichthason. We've got a foil full art swamp. Ooh-wee. Not galactic, but my god, it looks amazing even not being a galaxy foil. Ooh, we've got the new foil, Secluded Starforge. So this taps for a colorless and then has pay 2 tap X untapped artifacts you control. Target creature gets +X/+0 until the end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. And it's got pay 5 tap, create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Wild. Then we've got a borderless treatment for the brand new Boros Dual Land that enters tapped and has cycling for 2. Glittering Massif. Where's my Zerta players at? Boros Cycling Land. That Starforge about to make Urza players happy. Yes, indeed. Then we've got another borderless Memorial Vault here for Ichthason. Very nice. Look at that. So, of course, this is the 4 mana tap, sack another artifact, exile top X equal to 1 plus its mana value. Play those cards this turn. Whoa, big hit for Ichthason here. We've got a foil showcase full art Celestial Colonnade. Anybody who played back in the 2010 era remembers Celestial Colonnade in the blue-white control decks. Pay 5 until end of turn. This land becomes a 4/4 white and blue elemental creature with flying and vigilance. Look at that. One of the best win cons ever printed. The land that turns into a 4/4 flying vigilance. And another foil borderless. Here we have the Mutinous Massacre. So this is 3 black, red. Choose odd or even. Destroy each creature with mana value of the chosen quality. Then get control of all creatures until the end of turn. Untap them. They gain haste until the end of turn. 0 is even. So yeah, Mutinous Massacre. You basically, let's say you're playing a token deck, you can sit there and play tokens. You can name odd, destroy all odd creatures, gain control of all even creatures, smash, and kill people. Hatchling says, Chapin's blue-white control list with Martial Coup and Colonnade. Those were the days. Then we've got a Robot Sliver dual token. Alrighty. So, we've got some pretty, we got some pretty spicy stuff here. Let's take one more look at that Colonnade for Ichthason. God, this thing looks crazy. It's got ships in the front of it, like, blasting off. I don't think the camera really does it justice, but yeah, if you like to collect art, this set's kind of insane. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and write down our pack for Ichthason here. So what you need to do, folks, is you can just DM us so we can get your mailing address. We also do buybacks on packs. You can always buy back packs. And you can also just sell us cards. Yeah, you can buy product. We've got boxes. We've got collector boxes. We've got bundles. We've got over 50,000 Magic singles. We got a little bit of everything. So yeah, we're just going to do a little switcheroo here so it's easier to pile up Todd's called packs next here. So yeah, here we got pack number 6. We're halfway through the box in our EOE Collector Booster Box Break. Again, these boxes are flying off the shelves. I really hope that you can get them at your local game store before they're gone. Allocations were very tight, I'm hearing, from many local game stores. And so hopefully you can get your hands on them. They're almost $500 for actual sealed boxes on Amazon already. And they're probably only going to go up, folks. So, yep. Let me clear these notifications real quick. And here we go. So, pack 6, of course, called by DT Crisp. Vanishing Light. Oldie but a goodie. 3 mana, enters, exile non-land until it leaves. Starbreach Whale. This is a 5 mana 3/5 whale with flying. When it enters, you surveil 2, and it has warp for just 2 mana. So on turn 2, you can rip this guy out. You can surveil, put it in the exile, or you can wait a couple turns and you can station for 3 before it exiles. Dark Endurance. So this is a 2 mana instant. It costs 1 less if it targets a blocking creature. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains indestructible until the end of turn. Focus Fire, another super pushed white card in this set. There's very, very many. Ichthason says, do you want me to send the address on Facebook or to show up on PayPal? I haven't had a chance to check PayPal since we're live, but yeah, if you want after this, you can just Facebook Joel Weinstein. I'm the one who posts in Black Polo Society. Just Facebook it to me there. Sleepy Sith Lord says, wait, I have some bulk, but it's in Russian. Is that okay to sell to you? We do buy foreign bulk, but it's at a much decreased rate, depending on the cards. If the cards are over $5 individually, we still pay a pretty good premium on foreign. If the cards are under $5 per card TCG low, their foreign bulk is a lot harder to move. So yeah, Focus Fire is only 1 white for an instant. Deals X damage to target attacking or blocking creature, where X +2 is the number of creatures and/or spacecraft you control. Melded Moxite, 2 mana artifact. When it enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Pay 3 sack, create a tapped 2/2 colorless robot. The Interceptor Mechan. So this is a 4 mana Rakdos artifact creature robot. It's a 2/2 flyer. When it enters, you can return an artifact or creature from your graveyard to your hand. Void. At the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield or a spell was warped, put a counter on this guy. Hilderblade. We were just talking about this little guy. For only 1 black mana, you get an equipment that gives +3/+1 at the beginning of your end step if a non-land permanent or a creature was warped. Attach this equipment to target creature you control, and it equips for 4. Scrounge for Eternity. We got a 3 mana sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Return target creature or spacecraft card mana value 5 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then create a lander token. So yeah, you get to reanimate a spacecraft or a dude, and you get a lander. All you have to do is pay 3 and sack a guy. Or you could sack an artifact like a lander token. The Ilvoy Infiltrator, 3 mana for a 1/3 Jellyfish Rogue. This creature can't be blocked if you cast 2 or more spells this turn. When this creature does combat damage to a player, draw a card. This set is just so spicy. Everything just works together. Alright, we've got a full art mountain here for DT Crisp. Then we've got Sunstar Chaplain. 2 mana 3/2 Human Cleric. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures, put a counter on target creature you control. 2 mana, remove a counter from a creature you control. Tap target artifact or creature. Whew! This guy does a lot of work in limited. Instant speed tapping artifacts and creatures is super strong when you're in the amazing white aggro archetypes in Edge of Eternity, folks. Okie dokie. So, let's see. Sleepy Sith Lord says, I'll get to you on them later. Sure, yeah. Next up, we've got a Commander Landfall staple, Baloth Prime. So this new Baloth is a 4 mana 10/10 beast. This creature enters tapped with 6 stun counters on it. Whenever you sack a land, create a tapped 4/4 beast and untap this creature. Pay 4, sack a land, gain 2 life. So yeah, this guy comes in tapped. You're just constantly sacking your lands, fetching and stuff. He's making 4/4s. He's removing stun counters. And when you finally get him untapped, you start beating the brakes off of people with his 10/10. This does come in the new Jund Landfall deck. Next up, we have one of the many typos in this set, Genemorph Imago. So this is a Simic, just a 2 mana 1/3 insect druid. This typo is a little different. So it's technically not a mistyped word. This is a non-legendary creature with a legendary frame. So you can see here it's got the fancy little swirly legendary frame at the top, but it is a normal creature insect druid. That being said, who cares that it's not legendary? This card's busted. So for only 2 mana, you get a flying landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, target creature has base power toughness 3/3 until the end of turn. If you control 6 or more lands, that creature has base power toughness 6/6 until the end of turn. Ichthason says, this card's so good. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, this card's crazy. Next up, oh my gosh, DT Crisp got a Galaxy Foil Eldrazi Temple. My God, apparently calling the even spots is where it was at, folks. This is why you got to jump in and call these spots early. You'll be ready when Spider-Man comes out, because Spider-Man is going to have some insane pulls. So yeah, Galaxy Foil Eldrazi Temple, folks. My God. Can this man do any wrong? Infinite Guideline Station, the new 5 mana commander with the new rules that vehicles and spacecraft can be your commandee if they're legendary. Yeah, it's a Wooburg legendary artifact spacecraft. When it enters, create a tap 2/2 robot for every multicolored permanent you control. And then it stations to 12 counters, and you get a 7/15 flying. Whenever it attacks, draw a card for each multicolored permanent you control. Crazy. Yeah. And we have an art card for Bygone Colossus, the Warp 3 9/9, big old boy. Okay, I'm gonna put this little art card here. All right, we made it halfway through, folks. Turbo round. Okay, so let's see. Give me just a second here. Let's see. We've got Ichthason was on pack number 5. Todd was on pack 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Facebook giveaway was pack number 1. Twitch giveaway is pack number 12. Hatchling has pack number, what was it? Pack number 9? Give me a sec here, folks. I gotta keep up with my accounting here. We gotta do our due diligence. We're on pack number 7. Okay, so Let me just double check. But it would appear that Pack 7 is currently open. I'm going to give you guys just a couple seconds while I'm double checking. It looks like Pack 7 is open. It's not been claimed yet. This is the last pack to get claimed, right? Because 1 is claimed, 12 is claimed, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is claimed, 5 is claimed, 9 is claimed. So that would leave what? 7 and 11. So let's see. 7 and 11. Let me just check everything else here. We checked Venmo. We checked Cash App. Sorry guys, we got very high bandwidth with the live stream, so our internet is not great because we're streaming. And we have so many devices doing so many things. Okay, so let's just check PayPal. Pack 7 and Pack 11. Feel free to type in the chat. WickWiki has Pack 11. Okay, WickWiki has Pack 11. Let's check. I'm assuming that's on PayPal. Yes, indeed. There we go. Yeah, we were hot and bothered when we got that in. Yes. WickWiki is on Pack 11. Okay. So, I do not see a Pack 7 claim here, folks. So, that means this one goes to the house. Again. Totally fair. Hopefully we can get a Galaxy foil. Let's see what happens.
7.
Bless the pack. All right. Let's see what we get. Okie dokie. I'm just going to swap these around so I can just dump the cards onto the BPS stack. We've got Banishing Light. It's back. It's better than ever. We've got a Fungal Colossus. This new boy is a 7-mana fungus beast for a 5/5. Cost X less, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. Again, in Limited, there are so many non-basic lands you can open, plus you have landers searching for every basic in your deck. You could easily make this guy cost 2 or 3 mana. This is the Flash 1 mana in, equipment that comes in with a free equip to give first strike, and it gives +1/+0. Diplomatic Relations, similar to our little insect we just talked about, there is a errata here where this is target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains vigilance until the turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So yes, this has been errated, folks. Diplomatic Relations. Decode Transmissions, 3 mana, draw 2, lose 2 if a non-land permanent left or a spell is warped. Instead, you draw 2 and each opponent loses 2. How about that for a little change of pace for your little Knight's Whisper or your little Sign in Blood. Litho Breaking. This is 3 mana instant in red. Create a lander token. Then you may sacrifice an artifact. When you do, it deals 2 damage to each creature. So yeah, a little Pyroclasm that could potentially give you a little ramp. Blade of the Swarm. A 4 mana insect assassin 3/1. When it enters, choose 1. Put 2 counters on it or put target exiled card with warp on the bottom of its owner's library. So yeah, this one's pretty savage. Somebody warps one of these rares or mythics, and then you drop this guy into play and you put it on the bottom of their deck. Next up, we've got the Manamana Uncommon. Menon, Uthros Exile.
Wait. I have an even better one.
What?
Mignana.
Yeah, so it's a generic blue-red for a 1/3 Jellyfish Advisor. Flying. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a counter on target creature. Close Encounters of the Edge of Eternity's kind. It is a 2 mana instant. As an additional cost, choose a creature you control or a warp creature card you own in exile. Deals damage equal to the power of the chosen creature or card to target creature. So yeah, it's a one-sided fight that you could just use a giant warped guy to murder somebody with. So yeah, not bad for a 2 mana instant at all. And then BPS has gotten a Galaxy Foil Plains. Ooh la la.
That is
Swish.
spectacular.
Let's see, we've also got a Foil Stomping Ground. Stompy. Let's go.
Is it a galaxy?
Nope, just a foil.
Oh.
We've got a Moxite Refinery. 2 mana artifact, pay 2, tap, remove X counters from an artifact or creature, and choose 1. Only as a sorcery. Put X charge counters on an artifact or put X counters on a creature. Yeah, good stuff. Good for stationing, moving stuff around, moving counters around. Then we've got this Pinnacle Emissary. This new guy is a 3 mana 3/3 that whenever you cast an artifact spell, you create a 1/1 drone flyer that can only block flyers. And it warps for only 1 hybrid, is it? Which is really cool. Then we've got a Creeping Tar Pit. Yeah! This is the old World Wake 3/2 unblockable elemental for 3. Very nice. And we've got a Foil Showcase Mythic Devastating Onslaught. XX red. Create X tokens that are copies of target artifact or creature you control. Those tokens gain haste until the end of turn. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Yay for Atali players. This is the card. That is the best card for Atali in this set. Then we've got an Omnath Locus of Rage elemental here. The old Jelly Bean, the old Kool-Aid Man. Many of his names. And we've got a gnome. We got a 1/1 gnome here. Nice. Okay. That goes back to the BPS pile. Alrighty. Pack 8. 1 chance. 1 opportunity. Would you let it slip? Okay. Let's get into pack 8 here.
Wait, pack which one?
Pack 8 for DT Crisp. Alright. Biosynthetic Burst. 2 mana instant. Put a counter on a creature you control. It gains reach, trample, and indestructible until end turn. Untap it. Bonkers. Comet Crawler. This is a little 3 mana insect horror 2/3 with lifelink. When it attacks, you can sack an artifact or creature. If you do, it gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. It's great. A little 4/3 lifelinker. Rig for War. 2 mana +3/+0 for strike reach. Drix Fate Maker. This is a 4 mana. When it enters, put a counter on a guy. Each creature you control with a counter on it has trample. Warp for only a green and 1. So yeah, this is nice. You can just warp it out like turn 4 or 5 maybe. Put a counter on your biggest guy. Give that guy trample smash. On a later turn, pay 4. Put another counter on a guy. Now you might have 2 guys with trample. And you got a 3/2 backup. Sammy's Curiosity.
Oh yeah, Sammy.
1 green sorcery. You gain 2 life and you create a lander token. So yeah, you get an artifact. We pay 2, tap, sack, search for a basic, put into play, tap. Kavaron Harrier. 1 red, artifact creature, robot soldier. When this creature attacks, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 2/2 colorless robot, artifact creature token, tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the end of combat. Nice. Lash Whip Predator, the Plant Beast. 4 and 2 green for a 5/7 that says this spell costs 2 less to cast if your opponents control 3 or more creatures. This is pretty common and limited that they're going to have 3 or more creatures. And yeah, dropping this guy out as a 4 mana 5/7 reach is pretty wild. The Lightless Evangel. So that is a 2 mana Vampire Cleric 2/2. When you sack another creature or artifact, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. All Fates Stalker. 4 mana Drix Assassin 2/3. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 non-assassin creature until this leaves the battlefield with warp for 1 and a white. Very nice. Very sick art too. Yeah, gotta love the Drix. Very cool. Very cool. Let me get my phone plugged up. We're losing battery here. We gotta keep the phone charged. Ruh-roh. Alright, sorry for that little hiccup there, folks. Got the phone charging. We're good to go there. So, yeah. Next up for DT Crisp, we've got a Full Art Plains. Nice. Got everyone's second favorite lobster after Rock Lobster. We've got Ragas the Deft Gastronaut. He is a Boros 2/2 legendary creature, lobster citizen. Sleepy Slithlord says, I'm required by wife law to let it slip. Nice. So yeah, we've got artifacts you control are foods in addition to their other types, and they have pay 2, tap sack, gain 3 life. And then we've got pay 1, tap sack of food, deal 3 damage to each opponent. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, untap Ragust. Pickett says, a little frosty bird told me to get lucky whilst under forced toil. Surge Conductor, hell yeah. So this is a new 3 mana artifact creature robot. Whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, proliferate on a 3/2. So yeah, lots and lots of proliferation. Of course, this comes in the new red, white, blue robot deck. DT Crisp with a Sacred Foundry here. We've got the Sacred Foundry, a little showcase art. Look at that, nice. DT Crisp with a Nesting Grounds. Hey, all you Final Fantasy players. No! All you Final Fantasy players. Moving the counters on your summons and other various sagas. Now you can do it in style with a Nesting Grounds. What you munching on, baby?
Food Club, cream of potato condensed soup, ladies and gentlemen.
Cream of potato soup. Oh my goodness. Sounds like you need Ragust, the gastronaut. You need our famous lobster citizen chef. Yeah, check that out. That thing, yeah, colorless, and then of course pay 1 tap, move a counter from a permanent to another permanent. So yeah, you can always murder your opponent's sagas with it while winding yours back to play them over and over again and staxing people out, you know? How much fun is that? And then last but not least here in the pack, we actually get a mythic here. The white mythical planet, Adagia? Windswept Bastion.
Adagio is the musical movement.
Adagio Windswept Bastion. It taps for a white and then stations at 12 or greater charge counters. Pay 4, tap, create a token that's a copy of target artifact or enchantment you control, except it's a legendary. Activate only as a sorcery. And we got a sick little Scavenger Grounds art card. Boom. So yeah, very nice pack for DT Crisp. Very nice indeed. Okie dokie. So, let's go back and see who currently has pack number 9 claimed. Who's got pack 9? I believe that would be Hatchling BNR. Lucky number, pack number 9. Ooh la la. There's a problem with having 15 apps to pay people, right? First world problems in 2025, you know? What can you do? Okay, indeed. Let's move on. Pack number 9 goes to Hatchling BNR. Alright, pack number 9. Bless the pulls, potato hands.
Potato hands.
Alrighty. We're going to need to make another pile. Speaking of current events with South Park, back to the pile. Alright. BPS pile is going to go up here, folks. We got to make room. So let's see here. Pickens says, that's a hot pack. Yes, Sleepy Sithlord says, the full art lands have been fantastic. I do believe my favorites are the stained glass ones from Dominaria. Hatchling says, bless those pulls. Yes, so it's funny you should mention that you love the stained glass lands from Dominaria United, because our actual 8-foot table runner on our 8-foot playmat on our table is the collage of all 5 Dominaria United stained glass lands. So, we agree with you, Sleepy, that those are some of the best full art lands ever. Alright, Hatchling BNR's pack. Let's see what we get. First up, we've got a 2/3 lifelink that when it attacks, you can sack another artifact or creature for +2/+0. Then we've got a Kavaron Turbo Drone. 3 mana 2/3 Robot Scout. Tap, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains haste until the end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Thaumaton Torpedo. This is a 1 mana artifact that's got pay 6, sack, destroy, a non-land permanent, but it costs 3 less if you attacked with a spacecraft this turn. So once you get a spacecraft online, it's only 3 mana to activate to blow up a non-land permanent. Then we've got the Cloud Sculpt Technician here. 3 mana 1/4 Jellyfish Artificer with flying. As long as you control an artifact, it gets +1/+0. Not bad at all. What is going on here? Just trying to get back to my chat. There we go. Okay, much better. Temporal Intervention. 3 mana sorcery. Spell costs 2 less if a non-land permanent left or a creature was warped this turn. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Fell Graveship. It's a 3 mana spacecraft. When it enters, you mill 3 cards and return a creature or spacecraft from your graveyard to your hand. Stations at 8 charge counters. A flying lifelink 3/2. Scout for Survivors. This one's pretty spicy for a couple different decks. 3 mana to return up to 3 creatures, total mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a 1/1 counter on each of them. So you reanimate 3 1-drops, or, I don't know, a 0-drop, a 1-drop, and a 2-drop. Let's see. DT Chris says, anyone else lose audio? I don't know. It shows the audio on the, it shows audio on my streaming thing here. Shows very loud can noises from my friendly little piglet. Hatchling says, saving up all that luck for the end of the pack. Yes, indeed. Says, audio is good for me on my TV. Remnant Elemental. 2 mana 0/4 reach. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Who doesn't love Plated Geopede? Was a 2 mana 1/1 first strike. So here we see Plated Geopede 15 years later, and now it's a 0/4 reach with +2/+0. DT Chris says, user error. Hemosymbic Might. So this is a 1 mana 1/1. Whenever it becomes tapped, another creature gets +X/+X, where X is this creature's power. Alright, Hatchling BNR, let's see what you get here. Pack number 9, we've got a Full Art Forest. We've got a foil of Sir Vondam, the Sunstar Exemplar. Ooh, not too shabby. He is, of course, a 2 mana 2/2 Vigilance Menace. Whenever another creature it dies or is put into exile, put a counter on him and gain a life. Whenever he dies or is put into exile, power 4 or greater, destroy a non-land permanent. Exploration Broodship here. So this is a 1 green spacecraft. On 3 or more charge counters, you may play an additional land on each of your turns. 8 or more counters, it's a flying 4/4. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a permanent spell from your graveyard by sacrificing a land, in addition to paying the other costs. And so, yeah, this is in the precon for the landfall deck. Very powerful effect indeed. Next up, Pinnacle Starcage. So, this is a 1 generic white artifact. When it enters, exile all artifacts and creatures mana value 2 or less until it leaves. Pay 8. Put each card exiled with this artifact into its owner's graveyard. Then create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token for each card put into the graveyard this way. Sacrifice this artifact. So yeah, you get to exile the little guys, make a pile of robots if you get to 8 mana. Whoa, we got a bougie Swarmyard here. This is the land with a tap at a colorless tap, regenerate target insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. That's going to be very relevant when Spider-Man comes out, because we've already had about 20 spider spoilers. So, folks, in case you haven't seen, Swarmyard is on the rise.
You know,
pick up your Swarmyard for your Spider-Man decks.
I don't think I want the Spider-Man deck.
And then, whoa, look at that. We have got a foil showcase, Exalted Sunborn for Hatchling BNR.
Holy cow.
Wow, this is a 3 generic white Angel Wizard. Flying, lifelink 4/5. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, create twice that many instead. With warp for only 1 and a white. I believe this is a $78 card. So yeah, this is like an $80 card, Hatchling BNR. Yes, you are very welcome. And then last but not least, you got an Incubator. So here we got a little Incubator boy. Pay 2 to transform into Oh my god, an XX Phyrexian. Alrighty, so we're going to take our hatchling pile here. Huzzah. We're going to set it up here. Alright, folks, that was pack number 9. So, of course, we got to come in here with the final pack number 10 of Todd's Called Spots. So, pack number 10 for Todd. I don't know if you're here, Todd, for your last set of packs, but you get the foil mythic Adagia and the Nesting Grounds and a Sacred Foundry. So that was your last pack, your pack 8. All right, pack 10. Let's go. All right, pack 10 for DT Crisp. Let's see what we get here. Let me get another drink of water. Little hit of nicotine. Just a little nick. All right. Hatching says, pretty good pack. Thanks for the open. DT Chris, nice pull. That is a dope card too. Yes, indeed. That Exalted Sunborn is not just pricey, it's also insanely powerful in the right deck. So we get another Fungal Colossus, the 5/5 for 7 that costs less, equal number of different named lands. 1 mana flash, +1/+0. First strike equipment.
Squire. What?
Lost the Squire's Lightblade. Lost in Space is the 4 mana instant. Target artifact or creature's owner puts it on their choice of the top or bottom, and you surveil 1. Powerful removal. Bombard. 3 mana instant. Deal 4 damage to target creature. Got him. Sky Stinger. 3 mana 3/3 insect warrior. Reach. Whenever this creature blocks a creature with flying, +5/+0 until the end of turn. Love the red and green cards just totally shitting on flyers. De-sculpting Blast. Wow, look at the art on this thing. How crazy. 2 mana instant. Return a non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If it was attacking, create a drone with flying that can only block flying. Flavor text. Your atoms will serve my ambitions in a much more useful form. Damn. Vault Guard Trooper. 5 mana 5/5 Kavu Soldier. Beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures, you may discard your hand and draw 2 cards. Honor. 1 white. Honor is a sorcery that says put a counter on target creature, draw a card. Check it out. And a Dauntless Scrap Bot. That's going to do it for DT Crisp's Commons Uncommons pulled today. It's a 3 mana 3/1 robot. When it enters, exile each opponent's graveyard, and then you create a lander token. So it's like a Solemn Simulacrum that exiles each opponent's graveyard. Because you get the lander token, you pay 2, you tap sack it, you go get a basic, put into play tap. And of course in DT Crisp's last pack, he's going to pull a Galactic Foil Forest. Let's see if we can really get in here and look at this guy. Ooh wee. Shiny. Alright, for our first rare, we've got a Foil Frenzied Baloth, aka Little Questy, Little Beastie, Questing Beast Jr., Side Questing Beast. Ooh, the Precon Landfall card, Eumidian Hatchery. Tap, pay a life, pay a black, add a hatchling counter to it. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, for each hatchling counter, you create a 1/1 black flying insect. Yes, hatchery. Give me those black flying insects.
No, you can keep them.
Okay, sticking together here. Weapons manufacturing. So this is showcase art, 2 mana enchantment in red. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, you create a colorless artifact token named Munitions. When it leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. So yeah, you just play a ton of artifacts, and you get a ton of these little tokens that say when they leave, they deal 2 damage to any target. And then you just got to find a way to sack some artifacts. Clark Clan Ironworks, anybody? Next up, we've got the crazy art for Celestial Colonnade. So of course, this is still the The tried and true Patrick Chapin special. 5 mana for a 4/4 blue and white elemental with flying and vigilance that's still a land. So you can declare blocks and play your Path to Exile. Good Christian wholesome magic. And then last but not least, we have a foil showcase. Sammy, Wildcat Captain. It's a 6 mana 4/4 legendary creature, human artificer rogue. Double strike, vigilance, spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. Beyond the edge of desperation lies eternal ingenuity. So yeah, this card's really strong. Obviously it costs 6 mana, but if you get to drop this into play, yeah, it's just bonkers. Presumably you play everything in your deck for free in a red-white artifact deck, and you win the game. Yeah, so play your commander, win the game. What more could you ask for, right? And last but not least, we have a foil lander drone combo here. Alrighty, putting the token back here underneath the rares. Okay. Hatching BNR says, T. Chris praying for a big pull. DT Chris says, got my Sammy back. Hell yeah. Alright, so we've knocked out the 5 for DT Chris. We're on to pack 11, which was reserved. This is called for Wick Wiki. So, bless the pulls for Wick Wiki.
Boop.
Okay.
Such a serious moment, and I said boop.
Boopy-doopy-doop, boop, boo. All right, Wick Wikis, pack 11. And then, of course, folks, remember, you got to type in a chat every 15 minutes because we're about to go through the Twitch giveaway pack. Night Luminary, 4 mana, 3/2. When it enters, you create a 1/1 human soldier token, and it's got warp for only 1 and a white. So you can always just play it on 2 to run out a 1/1 soldier. Biosynthetic Burst, 2 mana, 1/1 counter. Reach, Trample, Indestructible. Hull Carver, the 1 mana 1/1 Death Touch Robot Assassin. Rawr, this guy doesn't mess around. Self-Craft Mechan. This one's pretty spicy. This is a 4 mana 3/4. When this creature enters, you can sack any artifact. When you do, you put a counter on target creature and draw a card. It's great little card advantage. And it's basically a 4 mana 4/5. If you got a lander token to sack or a little robot maybe. We've got a Gravpack Monoist, which is the 3 mana 2/1 human scout. Flying. When it dies, you create a tap 2/2 robot. Glacier Godmaw. 7 mana 6/6 green Leviathan. So this is a green Leviathan with Trample. When it enters, you create a lander token. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, creatures you control get +1/+1 vigilance and haste. Yes, that's right. Landfall, +1/+1 vigilance and haste to all your creatures. And it has a lander token, ETB, on the card. So this uncommon sets you up for crazy alpha strikes. Scour for Scrap. This is a 4 mana instant. Choose one or both. Search for an artifact, reveal it, put it in your hand and shuffle. Return an artifact from your graveyard to your hand. Great little value piece there. Sea Chip Impact. So this is a 2 mana instant. Destroy an artifact or enchantment. If its mana value was 2 or less, you create a lander token. So you get a rampant growth on your naturalize. How convenient, right? Last of the peasant cards here, we've got the Bygone Colossus, the 9 mana 9/9 artifact creature robot giant. And it has warp for only 3. So for 3 colorless, you warp this guy in. You can station for 9. You can pay 1 red to give it +3/+2 trample and haste with the new pump spell in the format. Then Wick Wiki here has a full art foil swamp. Doesn't appear to be galaxy foil though. Then we have an Elegy Acolyte. So that's 2 black for a 4/4 human cleric. Lifelink. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Void. At the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left or a spell was warped, create a 2/2 robot. Then we have this new spicy boy from the commander deck, Evendo Brush Razor. A 3 mana insect warrior 2/2. Whenever you sack any non-token permanent, you exile the top card of your library. During your turn, as long as you've sacked a non-token permanent, you can play the cards exiled with this creature. Tap, sack a land, add red, red. So yes, this is a red insect mana dork. I like to call him the insect lumberjack, because you got the orcish lumberjack. So this could be the Avendo lumberjack. Sacking lands for mana. Ooh, next up we got the Showcase Halia. Halia, Guided by Light, is a 3-mana 3/3 legendary creature human soldier. Whenever it or another creature or artifact enters, you gain a life. Then, at the beginning of your end step, you draw a card if you gain 3 or more life. And she warps for 1 white. So, yeah, pretty spicy. You can stack your triggers, gain your life, draw your cards, and then, warp her out and then bring her back later. Ooh, bougie. We've got a foil full art blast zone. Wiki, we've got a foil full art blast zone here. It's tap, add a colorless X, tap, put X charge counters on it, pay 3, tap, sack, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters on this land. So yeah, it's the land ratchet bomb. And we got a Moonlit Meditation. So, 3 mana for a enchantment aura, enchant artifact or creature you control. First time you create 1 or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of enchanted permanent. So yeah, there's a lot of really fun combos with this one, of course. Progenitor Mimic, all the Simic clone shenanigans, the mechanized production, all of those. And yeah, so this is the borderless foil. It doesn't really do it justice here. There's actually a lot more contrast on this than it shows on the camera here. But yeah, beautiful card. And then Wiki also gets an art card of Blinkmon Nexus. Nice. Yeah, DT Chris says, hadn't seen the art on the Blast Zone yet. Sick. Yep. Yeah, check it out. We got the little bomber ship here, blowing it up. All right, kudos to Wiki here for their spicy pile. Okay. Sweet Pulls, happy to. Yeah, thanks so much for supporting the stream. So, you've done it, folks. You've made it to the last pack. Everyone must type in a chat. Yeah, everybody has to type in a chat here, basically. If you want the Twitch giveaway, you've got to have typed in the last 15 minutes. So, let's go ahead. We're just going to call everybody out so that you know whether or not you need to type in a chat right now. How's that? So, currently, looking at this, it's telling me that the active peeps are, where's it at? Here we go. We got Wiki, Pickens, Hatchling BNR, DT Crisp, and Sleepy Sith Lord. That's currently who is boom, look at that. Oh no, where'd that screen go? Shit. Dang it, what is going on here? Super weird. Okay, here it is. Sorry, guys. Ridiculous. All right. Too many windows. All right, so yeah, if you see your name crossed out, that means you're AFK. You gotta type into chat in order to win. That's the only way. I don't make the rules. Fire Extreme says, good luck, everybody. Oh, hell yeah, brother. We got to get a brother in there for our man Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, the character, phenomenal. Love Hulk Hogan, the character, to death. All right. So let's swap back over here. All right, Twitch giveaway, pack number 12 of the Edge of Eternity's box break. Let's go, folks. Really need to get our pack scissors or the box cutter out. All right. For our Twitch giveaway, our June monthly giveaway, giveaway number 2. Let's run through it. Kavaron Turbo Drone. Target creature you control gains +1/+1 haste until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. It's a 3 mana 2/3 Robot Scout. The Wormwall Sweeper making another appearance. A 2 mana Spacecraft ETB Surveil 2. 4 charge counters. It's a 2/2 flyer. We've got the Night Luminary. 4 mana 3/2. Whenever it enters, create a 1/1 white human soldier token with Warp 2. Embrace Oblivion. For 1 black, this sorcery says sack another creature or artifact. Destroy a creature or spacecraft. So yeah, we got new Bone Splinters that blows up spacecraft. The Kavlan Sika. A 4 mana 4/3 menace. When it enters, create a lander token beginning of your end step. On your next turn, you have to sacrifice that token. Mouth of the Storm is a 7 mana 6/6 elemental with flying and ward 2. When this creature enters, creatures your opponents control get -3/-0 until your next turn. Savage. Memorial Team Leader, a 4 mana 4/3 Kavu Scout. During your turn, other creatures you control get +1/+0, and it warps in for a colorless and a red. Let's see, we got chat in chat. Let's go, woohoo. Nightbot, welcome to chat. Fire Extreme, big pulls in the last pack. Honored Knight Captain, 2 mana 1/1. When it enters, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature. Pay 6, sack, search for an equipment, put it on the battlefield for free. Mechan Assembler, 5 mana 4/4 Robot Artificer. Whenever another artifact you control enters, create a 2/2 robot. Only once each turn. Twitch giveaway today, we are giving away this shiny little full art island that is not a galaxy foil. All right, we're starting off strong here. We've got a foil mythic, folks. The Endstone. 7 mana legendary artifact. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card. At the beginning of your end step, if your life total becomes half your starting life total, rounded up. So yeah, in theory, if your opponents can only deal like 10 or 20 damage, you can go back to 20 every one of your end steps. But yeah, I think most people are doing this for play a land or cast a spell, draw a card. Because that's insane. Next up, we've got Zarel, Genesis Shepherd, the face commander of the Jund deck. 5 mana 2/5 Insect Druid flying. You may play lands from your graveyard. Whenever you sack another non-token permanent during your turn, put a number of counters equal to Zarel's power on up to 1 other target creature. So yeah, you pump him up, you sack a bunch of lands on your turn, you make something huge, you kill some people. Starfield Vocalist. Borderless. This is a 4 mana 3/4, double your triggers of your permanents, and warp for a blue and 1. Yeah, we got another one of these. Nice. All right, folks, I see some lands here. We got Lumbering Falls. So this is the man land from the BFZ cycle. This is a Simic land for 4. It becomes a 3/3 hexproof until the end of turn. Very nice. A blue-green elemental, of course. Look at that art. It's so cool. All right. And we've got a foil Borderless Eternity Vessel. This thing is crazy. 5 generic for a, it's basically a colorless Gilded Lotus. 5 generic for tap, add 3 colorless, stations at 20, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of charge counters on the Eternity Elevator. So if you get this thing to 20, it taps for 20 mana. And this is one of the only stations that does not become a creature. It actually says it in the reminder text on the basic bitch version, not this bougie version without reminder text. It actually says that it doesn't become a creature. Yeah. So yeah, it's a station that doesn't become a dude. How about that? But yeah, the Stairway to Heaven, the Absurd Elevator. Yeah, if you don't watch Magic on YouTube, definitely check out, there's stuff like Game Nights, the Command Zone. But yeah, the Kibler one with Olivia, the name escapes me, of course. But yeah, the Kibler one with Olivia, you can post it in chat. You guys definitely know what it's called. What is it? Games from Home? Is that what it's called? But yeah, they literally get it online. I think it's turn 4. Turn 4, they tap 2 constructs that are 10/10s, making this 20, and then they tap it for 20 blue in their artifact deck, and they just go off. So yeah, let's see who's going to win this Twitch giveaway here, folks. We also get a foil lander. There's a lot of cool different lander arts. This little drop pod here looks really cool. Reminds me kind of like the Covenant tech from the old Halo games. And then we also get a human soldier here. He knows Kung Fu. Yeah, so we're going to do the Twitch giveaway now. Good mana ramp with an even bigger payout. Great box. Thanks for putting this together as always. BPS for life. Thank you, Hatchling. Good luck, everybody, says WickWiki. Sleepy Sith Lord says, nice pulls, guys and gals. So, yeah, let's switch back over to our good friend, Nightbot. Nightbot. Alone in the world with a little Nightbot. Alrighty, folks. We currently have WickWiki, Fire Extreme, Zarku, Pickens, Hatchling, DT Crisp, Ichthason, and Sleepy Sith Lord. I'm going to type into chat one more time. Last chance to chat. You must chat to win. Boom. Okay. So, as per usual, we're just going to do a little countdown here. We're going to give everybody 5 seconds to type in a chat because there is a delay, of course, on the live stream, as chat does. So, yeah, we'll just give everybody a second before we pick a winner here with the Choose a Winner button. All right, folks, we're going to do our countdown here. Let's go. All right, we currently have WickWiki, Fire Extreme, Zarku, Hatchling, DT Crisp, Ichthason, and Sleepy Sith Lord. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And our Twitch giveaway for July is DT Crisp. Congratulations. Sleepy Sith Lord says that delay do be delaying. That's pretty hilarious. Yeah. So, Nightbot says, congrats, DT Chris. You won the giveaway. Bigger delay than I thought. Yeah, I think it's like 7 seconds or 8 seconds. I don't know. But yeah. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, DT Crisp. I mean, it is not rigged, everybody. I don't have any fancy points put in. Just because he bought spots, it didn't give him extra weight. That's not how we do our giveaways, obviously. But yeah, thank you so much for the support, everybody. Thank you for buying spots in the box. Most importantly, thank you for tuning in. All you have to do is tune in to support us. We greatly appreciate it. We are going to do a pre-release wrap-up in just a second. I have to hit the head, if you know what I'm saying. We're going to take a quick bio break, and we're going to be back in 60 seconds. Be right back, folks. Sorry, folks, I muted my mic when I went to the bathroom. I forgot about that. So, yeah, thanks again for everybody. Yeah, so tinyurl.com/BPS storefront. We are adding new products all the time. We have singles, we have decks, we have boxes, we have collector boxes, we have collector packs. We have a little bit of everything. But yeah, what we're going to do here is we're trying to get CDH Mitch Customs to show up. Maybe I can Google it and find it. I honestly don't know what is going on here. What the hell? Okay, give us just a second here and we will find the link. Okay, yeah, I don't know where it is. Oh my god. Okay, this is crazy. Maybe it's just under Mitch. Nope. 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 So yeah, basically, local artist Mitchell Kelly does custom magic cards, custom tokens, custom playmats. He draws on playmats, he paints on playmats, he does all kinds of cool stuff. CEDH Mitch Customs. Where the hell is this? So yeah, for some reason, I cannot find this. I don't know why. Pages? Groups. Is it a person? Okay, well, we're not affiliated with him. We don't, make a bunch of money from him or anything, but basically, I just wanted to give him a shout out. And for some reason, I cannot find it on Facebook, folks. I'm not really sure what's going on here. For some reason, I cannot find it. So yeah, if you can find CEDH Mitch Customs, custom tokens, foil peels, play mats, he'll draw on them. I've got a play mat he made for me from Horde of Notions, one of my first Commander decks like 15 years ago. Drew this awesome, he sketched with an ink pen on a yellow playmat with like India ink shading of Horde of Notions, the 5-color elemental commander from Lorwyn. No idea, but yeah. No idea what it's under. I'm going to have to search for it later. But yeah, thanks for coming into chat, everybody. Thanks for coming for the giveaways. If I can find it, I'll drop it into the... if I can find it, I'm going to drop that into Black Polo Society, give them another shout out. So yeah, basically we had a lot of fun at pre-release. Yeah, lots of Spider-Man spoilers. I guess we'll run through those real quick. Okay, so let's see. Let's make sure our stuff's framed up here real quick. Sorry, folks. We gotta zero in here. Kind of zero in here. Lock this in. Okay, so yeah, we got the origin of Spider-Man here. Create a spider with reach, put a counter on a creature you control, becomes a legendary spider hero. Target creature you control gains double strike until the end of turn. Pretty spicy. Let's see what is going on here. Can I make this? There we go. Okay. Okay, so yeah, CDH Mitch Customs, local guy, he does art. Hit him up if you want to get playmats made, tokens made, foil peels, all kinds of stuff, guys. Yeah. So we got the origin of Spider-Man. We got Rampaging Classmate, Lizard. Whenever it attacks, +1/+0 for each other attacking creature. Angry Rabble. Let's see. Where's the crazy stuff here? Ghost Spider Gwen Stacy. Ghost Spider Gwen Stacy is a 5-mana 4/4 legendary creature, human hero spider. Menace. Whenever it attacks, she deals X damage to defending player, where X is a number of attacking creatures. So there's a white-red, like, go wide mechanic, definitely. Very nice indeed. Spiderbot, 2-mana 2/1 reach. When it enters, you reveal search for a basic, reveal it, put it on top, and shuffle. Let's see. Where are the cool ones? So Spiderbite, Web Warden is a 3-mana 2/2. When it enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. We've got a new fight spell, Kapow, for 3. We put a counter on a guy if fights a creature an opponent controls. Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, 5-mana 4/4. When it enters, return a creature to its owner's hand. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Amazing Alliance is a 3-mana enchantment. All your guys get +1/+1. Whenever you attack with one or more legendary creatures, you gain that much life. Not bad. You know, not impressive for an Anthem or anything. Let's see, we got Prowler. Okay, 3-mana 3/3. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put a counter on another target creature you control. The Taxi Driver is a 2-mana 3/1. Pay 1 tap. Target creature gains haste until the end of turn. Let's see, we've got Venom Eddie Brock. Ooh la la. Venom Eddie Brock is a 6-mana 6/4 legendary creature. Symbiote villain with menace. Whenever another creature dies, put a counter on Venom. If that creature was a villain, draw a card. Whoo-wee. That's a spicy one, folks. Let's see what else we got here. We got Venom Evil Unleashed. 5-mana 4/5. Death Touch. Pay 3, exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 counters on a creature. It gains Death Touch until the end of turn. We got a Doc Ock, Sinister Scientist, 5-mana 4/5. As long as there are 8 or more cards in your graveyard, base power toughness 8/8. As long as you control another villain, Doc Ock has Hexproof. We got a fun one here, Spider Rex, the Daring Dino. 6-mana 6/6, reach, trample, ward 2. Legendary creature, Spider Dinosaur Hero at common. So this could be a common commander. It's also got Ward 2. So yeah, it's a pretty solid, setup. On Earth 66, Peter Tarker learned that with power comes Graw's ability. We've got a Tombstone, Career Criminal, 3-mana 2/2. When it enters, return a villain from your graveyard to your hand. Your villain spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Very strange wording there. Shocker Unshakable, 6-mana 5/5. During your turn, it has first strike. When it enters, he deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. We've got the Spider-Man Peter Parker here, 5-mana 4/4 flying. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains indestructible until the end of turn. Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary here. 5-mana 4/3 web slinging for 3. You may cast a spell for 3 if you returned a tapped creature you control to its hand. Whenever it enters, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. Spider-Man Miles Morales, 6-mana 5/5, Vigilance Trample. Whenever it enters or attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each of those creatures you control. Those creatures gain Trample until the end of turn. We've got a Grendel, Spawn of Null. Maybe we'll get a Null. 4-mana 3/3, Symbiote Dragon Villain. Flying Death Touch. Scorpion Seething Striker is a 4-mana 3/3 Death Touch. Beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, target creature you control connives. Starling Aerial Ally is a 5-mana 3/4 flying. Whenever it enters, another target creature you control gains flying until end of turn. The Mary Janes, which is banned, 4 mana 3/3, Human Bard Performer. This spell costs 1 less for each creature that attacked this turn. Menace. Beetle, Legacy Criminals, a 4 mana 3/3, flying. Pay 2, exile this card from your graveyard, put a counter on target creature, it gains flying until end of turn. Very nice. We got an Aunt May here, 1 mana 0/2. Whenever another creature you control enters, gain a life. If it's a spider, put a counter on it. I cooked your favorite breakfast, Petey, wheat cakes. More dinosaur shenanigans. Stegron the Dinosaur Man, 5 mana 5/4. Dinosaur Villain, Menace. Dinosaur Formula. Pay 2, discard this card until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types. Let's see. Great little throwback here. We've got a Symbiote Spawn, 3 mana 3/2. When this creature dies, each opponent loses 2, you gain 2. Symbiote Villain. The Life Foundation captured venom and exacted seeds for newborn symbiotes they could not control. Oscorp Research Team, 4 mana 1/5, pay 7, draw 2 cards. Norman Osborn relentlessly pursues success and he demands everyone in his employ do the same. Craven's Cats. Pay 3, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, activate only once each turn. 2 mana 2/2 cat villain, not too bad. Stocky, subscribe with Prime. Thank you so much. We actually just got done with our collector booster box break and our giveaways. So we're just going over the spoilers while we're kind of running out the rest of our time today. We're checking out some of these awesome comic book arts like the Peter Parker. 2 mana for a 0/1. When it enters, create a 2/1 spider. Pay 4, generic and Bant. Transform as a sorcery. Transforms into the amazing Spider-Man here. He's a legendary creature, Spider Human Hero 4/4. Each legendary spell you cast that's 1 or more colors has web slinging, Bant. And he has vigilance and reach. So as an additional cost to cast that spell, you pay a white, a blue, and a green. You return a creature to your hand, and you play it for its web slinging cost. Then we can see here a pretty spicy setup. We got Spider-Man Noir. 5 mana 4/4 Menace. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, put a counter on it, then Surveil X, where X is the number of counters on it. Spider-Ham Peter Porker, 2 mana 2/2. Whenever it enters, create a food token. Animal Mayhem. Other spiders, boars, bats, bears, lizards, cats, dogs, frogs, jackals, lizards, mice, otters, rabbits, raccoons, rats, squirrels, turtles, and wolves you control get +1/+1. So a good number of creatures that would kind of be like beasts get +1/+1. We got the spider piloted by Penny Parker, 5 mana for a 4/4. Vigilance, when spider enters, put a counter on target creature. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Very spicy. And then one of the most busted cards in the set, Spider-Man 2099, only 2 mana for a 2/3. From the future, you can't cast this during your first, second, or third turns. It's a 2/3 double strike Vigilance. Beginning of your end step, if you played a land or cast a spell this turn from anywhere other than your hand, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Woo! So how about that for a rundown, folks? Okay, so let's check in on our Twitch UI. What is going on here? Okay. Okay, just making sure it's updated. All right. Okay, so that about does it for today, folks. You know, there's a lot of nonsense going on right now in the Star Wars universe on Reddit. There's the Galactic Championships. Everybody's talking about it. It's day 3 of Star Wars Unlimited Galactic Championship. And, yeah. There is, a lot of fun stuff going on. Philippe Suldarek is the winner of the championship. He's playing a Kylo deck. But, yeah. Kylo TT won it. Force Throw probably will get banned. It's hard to say.
Heard Kylo, where?
Yep, Kylo Ren deck won the World Championship for
Kylo
Star
Ren
Wars.
deck.
Yes.
I've been up there visiting with my mom. Sorry.
Nice. So Ellie is back, everybody. Come on over.
Ellie is back. Is Ellie? Can Ellie have the floor?
Yeah, sure, babe.
If it's cool with you, Homesicles, I'm going to...
Want to show off a couple babies before we jump off here?
Yes, I knew you were getting close to time. That's why I wanted to come back down as soon as I could.
So yeah, Star Wars Unlimited stuff. If you're interested, boxes start at $45. Super cheap card game, super fun. I would argue it's the best Magic clone ever made. We love Star Wars Unlimited. Check it out, everybody.
Thanks, Tom. And now over here. So, some of you may remember this little lady who had no eyes. I had her turned around for a reason. Surgery was a success.
Look at this glittering baby. Good as New Memories. Facebook.com/Good as New Memories.
And yeah, it was no big deal. I actually went into Build-A-Bear because they do repairs for free, and the lady knew me, and she said it was fine this time. They got weird policies. It's fine. So got that one. So same day we went into FYE. Normally called For Your Entertainment back in the old days, but now it's just FYE. And this was sitting amongst nearly as many plushies as I have here in the house. And she does not have a tag on her, and she didn't. And I thought, well, I wonder how much she is. So I took her up front. This is a bunny, by the way. We're not easy to tell. It's purple. And I took it up front, and I said, hey, how much is this? And the guy I clocked him 25 minutes looking for a price, could not find it, held her out by her head and said, this is yours now. I can't find it. So the price was $0. So, and all I had to do was ask. I didn't ask for the bunny, but that's what ended up happening. And then we got this little guy. This is a Fuddle Wuddle Lion by the brand Jellycat. I did a presentation on Jellycats at Rocky Top Game Con over Memorial Day weekend. Now let's get a close-up of this little baby. Closey-uppy. He's a good-sized baby. Jellycats come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes different sizes of the same animal. That's what makes Jellycat so cool. They're very collectible. So yeah, I've got him. And that concludes my segment of this broadcast.
Alrighty, folks. Thanks again so much for your support.
Keep an eye on my page for the giveaways.
Yep. Again, use the link I just dropped into chat. 5 giveaways this week. You might win big. Also, if you like stuffed animals or just nostalgia in general, follow her page. She's got all kinds of fun stuff up for sale. And yeah, we'll see you next time, folks.
Yeah, I'll see you later, guys.
Alrighty. Bye, everybody.
Peace.